Even international celebrities like Niall Horan face the peculiarities and difficulties of city life in the vibrant center of Toronto, where the streets are alive with activity and the city's pulse beats to the groove of its inhabitants. An unforeseen snag on a chilly Toronto evening led the Irish singer-songwriter on a journey of perseverance, friendship, and a once-in-a-lifetime promenade through the city's streets. His much-anticipated performance at the Scotiabank Arena, which had been the center of attention for weeks, was about to take place on the eve. The opportunity to witness their favorite perform live had been long anticipated by fans from all across the city and beyond. Among them, the amiable and humble Niall Horan was hell-bent on delivering on his reputation for effortless charisma. But destiny has different intentions. With the arrival of evening rush hour, the infamous traffic jams in Toronto started to manifest themselves. From his downtown hotel to the arena, what should have been a pleasant journey swiftly became a nerve-wracking dash against the clock. Every detail of the evening had been painstakingly arranged by Niall's crew, who are always inventive and used to dealing with the difficulties of overseas tours. But rush hour traffic in Toronto may ruin even the most well-thought-out plans. The impossibility of getting to the event by car grew more apparent by the minute. Amidst the annoyance of the honking horns and the irate commuters, Niall Horan had an epiphany that would win over his supporters and the city. From the back seat of his car, he stepped out wearing a casual hoodie and pants, his eyes shining with resolve. Despite the fact that he could not yet see it, he set out on foot, waving to his concerned crew as he went. Torontonians flocked to social media to convey their astonishment and praise as word of Niall's astonishing adventure spread rapidly around the city. Here was a famous person from all over the world, opting to stroll down the same streets they used to walk every day. Respect for the city and its inhabitants, as well as Niall's commitment to his profession, were on full display. What came next would become legendary in the city of Toronto. Niall Horan set out on a leisurely but intentional stroll around the neighborhoods of downtown Toronto, accompanied by a small group of devoted fans who happened to be in the right place at the right time. As we made our way forward, the growing sense of excitement blended with the faint sound of passing traffic and urban life. People throughout the city recognized Niall, so he stopped to talk to them, posed for selfies, and hear their stories about living there. For an international superstar, this was a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to connect with the people who had welcomed him with open arms. It was a bizarre experience for those lucky enough to walk with him. It proved that even the most famous persons are just regular folks with amazing skills. The atmosphere at the Scotiabank Arena, meanwhile, was electric. Local performers kept the energy up before their idol arrived by performing spontaneous sets to the early birds. The event organizers were waiting with bated breath as Niall, their headliner, approached the venue as the showtime drew near and rumors of his travels spread. Niall Horan finally made it to the Scotiabank Arena as the last rays of sunset bathed the Toronto skyline in shades of amber and gold. The city's unfaltering love and affection for the musician who had walked among them minutes before was evident in the resounding cheers that welcomed him. With an infectious grin that radiated across the stadium, Niall stepped onto the platform, strung his acoustic guitar, and began a performance that would live on in the annals of music history. The stroll through the busy streets of Toronto had been more than a mere means of transportation for Niall Horan. It had been a humbling event, but it had also shown how music can unite people and how strong the human spirit can be when faced with adversity. The crowd went wild as he played his greatest hits, harmonizing their voices with his in a way that resounded well beyond the stadium. Standing before his devoted supporters as the night's last notes drew to a close, Niall Horan felt a surge of joy and happiness. Despite the difficulty of navigating Toronto's traffic, he had arrived at a place of profound joy and connection. As he bid farewell to the audience and pledged to be back soon, he felt a pang of nostalgia for the city of Toronto, which had embraced him with generosity and a sense of brotherhood that went beyond his celebrity status. As the Scotiabank Arena's lights went out and the city's rhythm kept on pumping into the night, Niall Horan's ordeal through Toronto's gridlock became an epic tale of perseverance, camaraderie, and the ability of music to elevate a mundane evening to a transcendent one.